Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from COVID 19. As we have already started this chapter, manufacturing industries, and in the last module, we discussed up to the topic jute industries, means textile industries, jute industry, and sugar industries. So, here in this module, we are going to study about mineral based industries, and in that mineral based industry the first industry is iron and steel industry. So let us see mineral based industries. So what is mineral based industry? As with the word it is clear that this is mineral based. So industries which use their raw materials from the minerals are the minerals are used as raw material in the industries that are mineral based industries. Examples are given here, that iron and steel industry, copper smelting industry, aluminium industry, lead arid zinc smelting industry, cement industry. These are some industries example given here. Iron and steel industry. So our today's topic is iron and steel industry. So this iron and steel industry also known as basic industry. Why? Because all other industries, heavy, medium, light, depend on it for their machinery. Means whatever other industries are there, their machinery parts are mainly made up of steel, iron and steel. So iron and steel industries becomes a basic industry, key industry, because unless iron and steel industry developed, the other industries will not get their machinery parts. And if they will not get machinery parts, so how can they flourish? So this is why this is a basic industry. So steel is needed to manufacture a variety of engineering goods, construction material, defense, medical, telephonic, scientific equipments, and variety of consumer goods like bucket, the pipelines, means pipes, water pipes, and number of other tools which we use as consumer goods. Production and consumption of steel is often regarded as index of a country's development. That means as much as production and consumption of steel will be higher in the country will be known for development. That much. Means as higher consumption and production and consumption is higher in the country, it is believed that the country is that much developed. So that way it is known as index of a country's development. It tells about the development level of the country. Iron and steel industry is a heavy industry. Heavy why? Because all the raw materials as well as finished goods are heavy and bulky and causing the heavy transportation cost also because of heavier in weight. Iron ore, coking coal, limestone, these are required in the ratio of 4 to 1 approximately, while smelting iron from the iron ore. This ratio is used, and usually this is purified in the blast furnace. Blast furnace you may have studied in detail in class science subject, that is physics or chemistry. Some quantities of manganese also required to harden the steel. So let us think, where should the steel plant be ideally located? So as you have studied about the location of industry, the industries are located according to the source of raw material, the market, the labor. These three main factors, and other factors are also responsible, like financial service provided, the transportation facility available, government policies. Number of factors are there, but as this iron and steel industry is heavy industry, the raw material used in this heavier, so that way the plant is usually located near the coal mines. It is seen why? Because coal, you can see here, iron ore and coking coal, 4 is to 2. So you can see this two part is coal, and this coal is having nature of losing weight after use. So if the industry will be located away from the coal mine, then there will be wastage of transportation cost in transporting the coal from the source to the industry. And this way, to save the cost of transportation of coal, the industries are usually located near the coal mine. So this way, steel plants you will find that mainly located near the coal mines, and that is usually you will see that Chota Nagpur Plateau region in our country, and some other plants are seen in the South India, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu region. So remember that finished products also need an efficient transport network for their distribution to the market and consumer. So some of the places the industries are located between the market and the source of raw material. Wherever it is seen that best possible way will be there to minimize the cost of production. In in 2018, with 106.5 million ton of crude steel production, India ranked second among the world crude steel producer. So it is the largest producer of sponge iron. It means India is largest producer of sponge iron, that is raw iron. This is also referred as pig iron. In 2018, the per capita consumption per capita consumption of steel in the industry in the country was only around 70.9 kilogram per annum against the world average 224.5 kilogram. So you can see here how much contradiction is there, that we are the largest producer of sponge iron and per capita consumption is only about 70 kg per annum, whereas the world is having 224 kg per annum. So this way, per capita consumption is very low in our country. So why is this existing in our country? That why is the per capita consumption of steel so low in India? So here some causes are there. That first one is lack of domestic market for steel in India. In our country, the steel consuming industries are very less in number. That is why consumption of steel in our country, steel consuming industry means that making the machinery parts, components, such industries are very less in our country. And that is why this consumption of steel is very low in our country. Most of the steel is produced for international market. So whatever industry is producing some steel, that is also for international market. Modern and cost effective technologies for steel production are not utilized due to lack of infrastructure. In our country there is a big problem of infrastructure. After passing around 75 years after independence, still we are lacking in this area. Infrastructure have not been developed properly. 72% of total population live in villages and have less requirement for steel, as most of the people are living in villages, so require less steel. Lack of development in remote areas. So as there is very slow process of development of rural areas, extremely backward areas, poor infrastructure in our country, lack of adequate means of transport even makes it difficult to deliver steel in backward areas. So because of all these such reasons, we find that per capita consumption of steel is very low in our country. Now let us discuss about mini steel plant and integrated steel plant. So mini steel plants have electric furnace. Instead of having blast furnace, they usually have electric furnace and use steel, scrap and sponge iron. Means they use the purified iron from the other industry, and they have re-rollers that use steel ingot as well. So they try to reshape the purified iron in different form. Such kind of work they are doing. They produce mild and alloy steel of given specification. So you can say that these mini steel plant are attached to any particular stage of production and small stages of production they are following. Whereas integrated steel plant is a large plant, handles everything in one complex, from putting together raw material to steel making, rolling, and shaping. All the works are completely done in this integrated steel plant, from purifying the iron ore to giving it the final shape in whichever stage of production required. So that way, the integrated steel plants are complex, and they usually use blast furnace also. The process of manufacturing steel, let us see here. Okay, first of all, the transportation of raw material from the source to the plant. Then that iron ore is melted, where the limestone is used as fluxing material. Slag is removed. Coke is burned to heat the ore. Usually, what happens? The mixture of iron ore, limestone, and coal, all these are intermixed, and here limestone is used as a flux. Flux means it is used as transfer of heat. You can say liquefying that mixture so that it can reach to melting point sooner, and then molten material poured into mold called pigs. So whichever iron is formed here, that is usually referred as pig iron. So from here to this stage, the pig iron is further purified by melting and oxidizing the impurities, and in this process only manganese, nickel, chromium are added to make steel. And now when the steel is formed, now rolling, pressing, casting and forging means उसके रोल बनाने हैं, उसको प्रेस करके उसकी सीड्स तैयार करनी है, कि उसको कास्ट करके डिफरेंट शेप देना है in whichever machinery tool and parts required, और उसके लॉक्स बनाने हैं so that it can be transported to other industries. So whichever process is there, that is after this pig iron formation. Means after purifying that pig iron and mixing to this nickel, chromium or manganese. So this is the process of manufacturing steel from iron ore. I hope you have understood here. Now, let us discuss some more point about the steel plants in India. Most of the public sector undertaking market their steel through Steel Authority of India, that is SAIL. In 1950s, China and India produced almost same quantity of steel. But today China is the largest producer of steel and China is also the world's largest consumer of steel. Both the countries started at the same point and we can see China now have become the largest producer as well as largest consumer of steel both, but we could not. So whatever the lacking points are there in the previous slide we have already discussed. Now Chota Nagpur Plateau region has the maximum concentration of iron steel industry. As already I discussed to you, that location of industries depends on the source of raw material which are bulky in nature and they lose their cost after use. That is mainly coal in this process. So Chota Nagpur Plateau in the country you can see here in the map. This is including Jharkhand, the some part of West Bengal, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and very less part of Uttar Pradesh also including in that. That is the lower part, usually where we are living in this NCL area. So this Chota Nagpur Plateau region is having most of the iron and steel industry and mainly that are in Jharkhand, that middle part. You can see here the industries are Burnpur, Durgapur, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Raurkela, Bhilai. Some other industries are also here that Vishakhapatnam, Vijayanagar, Bhadravati and Salem. So these are some steel industries, iron and steel industry in our country. It is that why the maximum industries are concentrated are located in this area. So that is here because the relatively advantages. This region has the development of this industry. What kind of advantages? In this area, the low cost of iron ore, as iron ore mine is also available in this region, high grade raw material in proximity, that high grade coal is found in this region. Cheap labor is also available because if you see the nearby states not in very good economic condition, so that way cheap labor is also available from the surrounding states and vast growth potential in home market. So there is a potential also to grow in this region as already this is a backward region, not very developed region. So all these are making. Now, though India is an important iron steel producing country in world, yet we are not able to perform to our full potential largely because of some reason. Here some regions are there as some point already we have discussed that high cost and limited availability of coking coal. Whatever coal is available in our country that is not of best quality, that is anthracite. So that availability of coal is also limited. Lower productivity of labor in our country. Productivity of labor we can see in this, in the term of their quality. Not, we cannot say that they are not doing the work and they are doing lesser work. The productivity in terms, they are less skilled, and when the skill of labor improved, of course productivity increases. So in our country, because of lower skill of the workers, laborers, productivity is lower. Irregular supply of energy is also a big problem in our country, and poor infrastructure. It is well known in our country that infrastructural development have not taken place properly. So these are some reasons because of which we are not able to use our full potential. Even though we are second largest producer of steel in the world, iron and steel, but we are not consuming as such. We also import good quality of steel from other countries. It means our country's industry, instead of using the home produced steel, they import from other country. So however, the overall production we see that steel is sufficient to meet our domestic demand, but then also it is observed the good quality steel is imported from other country. So this is also a big problem for our country. Now liberalization and foreign direct investment. Some improvement took place because of these. That investment have given a boost to the industry with efforts of private entrepreneurs. Liberalization policy. You will study further in the chapter globalization in economics. This liberalization where the government make the policies easier, simpler, so that this foreign direct investment can come easily, smoothly to our country. And because of these two, investment, foreign direct investment, have given boost to industry with the effort of private entrepreneurs. There is a need to allocate resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively. Whatever resources are there in our country that need better allocation. Allocation means distributing the available resources to the places where that will be used. So here you can say distribution of different things is another concept, and allocation means distribution of the resources. Allocate word is usually used for distributing the resources where it will be used. So allocation of resources for research and development to produce steel more competitively is very much important, very much required in our country. So government is thinking and will be thinking more about this to improve the condition of steel consumption in our country. Thank you, students, for today's this much topic was there, and I hope steel, iron steel industry we have covered up to this much. Next topics will be discussed in the next module. The topics discussed here, please read in your textbook and revise it. Thank you. Have a nice day.